Hey, it's Nikki Glazer. If I was at the store and I saw a guy throw down Trojan Ecstasy Ultra Ribbed condoms on the counter, I'd be like, "Hi, I'm Nikki. Do you like me?" Boring condoms are a thing of the past. As a girl who can run a little dry sometimes, even when I'm super horned up, I would appreciate a Trojan Ecstasy Ultra Ribbed condom because they have ultra smooth premium lubricant inside and out for a more natural feel. So I don't have to feel insecure like, "Oh, I'm not wet enough." And they have extra deep ribs at the base and end to increase stimulation. So, he thought of me. And the comfort shape allows free movement for a more natural experience. Feel your best. Get yours on.
Now extended through January 14th, join a clean and spacious Planet Fitness for zero enrollment and only $10 a month. With tons of equipment and free fitness training, it's the perfect place for everybody to work out.
Even me, mister. I'm so stressed I grind my teeth more than most people grind coffee.
Especially you. Give your anxiety-clenched jaw a rest.
My molars will be so happy.
Start feeling fit-tacular today. Join in club or at planetfitness.com. Zero enrollment, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 14th. See club for details.
Welcome to Comedy by Indie Drop-In. Each week we feature an episode from the best independent creators. Hit subscribe for more great comedy content. If you would like to help Indie Drop-In support indie creators, you can buy us a coffee. Just go to buymeacoffee.com/indie drop-in or click the link in the show notes below. Today's episode is from The Brightness. The truth is funny. Join LA comedian Issac Bright as he rants, kvetches, and laughs at the trending topics of the day with monthly guests. If you like today's episode from The Brightness, make sure to check out the show notes for links to subscribe and follow on social media. Enjoy the show.
Begin.
What's up, my little podlings? Welcome to The Brightness. I'm your host, down on the low post, about to make a turnaround Bernard King jumper. Pull up to my pod bumper. It's the verbal warrior Issac Bright coming to you live, straight and direct from the historic West Adams district in Los Angeles, the city of angels, demons, and taco trucks and mastards. I am not going to even begin this amazing show of shows that I am so excited to download into your ear experience. Because first, we're going to have to say hello to the littlest of littles, the baby Yof. She's so little. She's very young. She's young. She's your favorite. Oh. Yofi. My baby Yofi. Yes. All right. That's the baby Yofi, everyone. Hey, quick little thing I'd just like to say. This is very exciting. An official hello to the new audience that has come on to The Brightness. Since switching over to this new format, and I want to get into the nuts and bolts of the stats, but the audience for this podcast has tripled. So thank you. I'm very humbled. It is a great validation to know that this is being received really well. So if you're new, welcome. If you've been here from the beginning and you've stayed on through the shift in format, thank you for continuing with me. And I vow, this is going to get bigger. And I want the audience to quadruple, quintuple, sextuple, I love it, the sextuple, and just keep growing and growing, growing into one of the top experiences in the pod world. And I vow to commit myself to always finding ways to make you laugh, make you think, bring some insight, bring some thoughts, and have guests on that really elevate your experience in the world of listening to podcasts. So again, thank you so much. It's really wonderful. It really warms my heart. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice to have an audience. I mean, I'm crazy. I could just sit here and blab to the world and by myself alone in my apartment, which I do anyway. But it's nice to know somebody wants to actually listen to what the hell I'm talking about. So I had a friend. Really not so much a friend. Maybe an acquaintance. Had an acquaintance and just chatted with him recently. Talked to him every now and then. Turns out he went to a pansexual party. Pansexual, from what I understand, means you'll basically bang anybody. A hole is a hole is a hole. Now, I don't know if it's all right with you, but I mean, call me old school. To me, that's what we used to call hoes. And so now are the hoes the pansexuals? Is that what we've now transitioned to? You can't call somebody a hoe. You gotta be like, man, them pansexuals be lying. Is that the next? I don't think the song "I got pansexuals." I got pansexuals in different area codes and different area. No, that doesn't roll off the tongue. You know. Can't trust them pansexuals. See, when I think of pan, this is how geeky I am. I just think of Puck of Midsummer Night's Dream, like the who was fashioned from the little impish boy Pan. Of course, obviously, Disney nuts are going to think, Peter Pan, and maybe that's a thing. Peter Pansexuals or people that like to dress up as Peter Pan and fuck any and everything. Who knows? I don't know, but. Needless to say, my acquaintance friend ended up going to a pansexual party, and oh my, was it not what he expected. Okay, so let's just go into this really quickly. Being straight, I am straight. I get mistaken quite often as not being straight. I guess now I don't know what the hell they might be thinking I am, because usually just used to be gay or straight, and now we've got straight and 9 million other things that you could possibly be. There's no deviance in straight though. There's no derivatives of straight. You either want a woman or you want everything else, and that comes with 900 different adjectives. But being straight, saying I like to be with a woman, I am a man, or I am a woman, I want to be with a man, whatever it is. Straight male, obviously the worst thing in the world. Right now. The fact that I'm even talking about this or even making any comment whatsoever about the identity of your sexuality makes me a racist, bigot, a white supremacist, a QAnon supporter, and I need to hate myself because I'm white. Although I've gone into this before, I'm not necessarily white. I'm white-ish because I'm Jewish and white. So I don't know what the hell that makes me. Somebody that runs the world. So he went to a pansexual party. And what the problem was, so, as a straight guy, this is your mind, you're thinking as a straight guy, you're like, great, I'm going to a pansexual party. Immediately you think hoes. You're going to be like, wow, there's going to be all these girls there that want to have sex with any and everything. That's what you're thinking as a guy who wants to be with a woman. You're like, this is going to be wonderful. They're just going to be like, hey, I'll do anybody or anything with anyone. And you're like, that just rockets my chances through the roof. Right? You're like, this is going to be the best party. I want to go to see, just on the basis of this, I want to go to a pansexual party. Fuck, man. I mean, maybe they used to be called Burning Man parties a while ago. And let me tell you, I went to the Burning Man party circuit. Nobody was having sex. At least I wasn't. I thought it would be a little bit more orgiastic, but no, it was just, the same type of girl dressed a little differently and wackier and hippiery. But still the same. Maybe it's because it's in LA. Maybe I need to go to a different part of the world. I think what happens with women in LA, they just put on different clothes and different monikers, but it all ends up as the same thing. Do you have a production deal at ABC or NBC or Paramount? What's going on here? So, guy went to a pansexual party. A guy walks into a pansexual party. What happens? Everybody there is gay. They're all, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what you're going to call them. I'm not going to call them anything. I don't want to get in that much trouble. I'm already in trouble as it is, probably just talking about this. But they're all gay. Everybody there was gay. And he was like, everybody there was gay. There was a few girls, a smattering of girls, which he aptly probably described as lesbians, and not the lesbians you're going to find in your vintage Playboys or in a steamy Netflix drama or something like that. No, these are the lesbians. They've got the short cropped hair that's probably colored green or deep, auburn, or and they've got the boots and the cut off shorts, the khakis, and they've got the weird wacky kind of hipstery t-shirt, and they're wearing like a little plaid leather vest over it that's showing their arms, which got a bunch of tats, but they're not like sleeves because that would be too rocker chickies. So they're more like, here and there, just like some odd, interesting type of design that you have no idea what it is, but it's a conversation starter. And, they've got the glasses, maybe like a nose piercing, and her name's probably Maggie or, Jen, definitely a Jen, not Jenny, because Jenny would definitely be straight. Jenny with an I, Jeni, definitely straight, although it could go both ways. Definitely a little loose. Jennifer, it could be Jennifer. Jennifer's will definitely lean to the lesbian, but Jen, like a straight Jen, Jen, is definitely a lesbian or bisexual or whatever you want to call them. Or Jens are basically more masculine. It's the Jennies that are like, "Hi, I'm Jenny," and then you speak to somebody, they're in finance or business, they're like, "Hi, my name's Jen Wackelwaffer," or something, and you're like, "Oh, Jen Wackelwaffer, you don't want to fuck with Jen Wackelwaffer," and she may be a dominatrix on the side, who knows? But her name's with Jen or Maggie, or whatever the hell. So there's a few of them at this party. And, a lot of gay guys. And you know what? He was like, all these gay guys, all they're doing is hitting on me. They're just like, it's just nothing but a bunch of gay men. And they probably sniffed them out. I'm thinking the organizers of the party were like, okay, look, okay. All these straight boys, they don't know what they want, okay? They don't even know who they are. I bet you they're all like, okay, half of them are gay, if not 67%, or even more, like 60%. So all they need to do is they need to come to our party and we'll show them, because they haven't even tried it. Like, how do you even know who you are if you haven't even tried it? That's what this is about. We have to let them know. We have to open up their awareness. Like Marvin, remember you said, "Oh my God, I hate Ethiopian food." And I took you to Ethiopian food, and now you can't like get over it. You want it like all the time. Like now you're just like, "Where is my spongy bread?" Okay. It's the same thing with these straight boys. We just need to bring them here. We need to get these straight boys here, and we need to turn them out. So, I guess the basic idea was, let's get the straight guys here under the guise of there's going to be a bunch of hot, willing women. And then before you know it, we're just going to be having this army of wiggling prostate glands, streaming from the doors of this place in, I think it's Silver Lake or Echo Park. And they're going to take over the world. So, and the guy was talking to my friend, acquaintance, whatever you want to call him. And he was like, this guy came up to me. He's like, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" And he was like, he's been hit hard by the whole, whatever you want to call it, that's been going on for the past year and a half. And, he's been struggling a little bit. He's like, "Yeah, buy me a drink." And I'm like, "Oh, buddy, you opened up a whole world of pain with sure, buy me a drink." Because, that's all they wanted. That's all they were there. Their eyes probably lit up, because he told me by the end of the whole party that he could not peel these, like there were like 3 men, he said, that he could not peel them away off of him. Like it got to the point where he had to like escape from 2, and then there was one who just would not leave him alone on the street. He was texting his Uber. He's like, "I know you have the address, but I need you to park on the other side of the street so I can run across the street as like a Frogger. Like Frogger, I'm going to like make sure I get in front of a car so the other one can't chase after me. Because if you pull up where I am, he's just probably going to jump right in after me." So he's running, screaming across the street from his gay transformative. He's running across the street from his gay transformation coach. Just like, leave me the fuck alone. I just wanted a couple of drinks, and now I'm like, yeah, now you know how girls feel. Girls are under the same thing. They're like, shit, these drinks are $15. They want to buy me a drink. And so I told him, like, man, you can't say yes to the drink. Look, I've many a gay man has offered to buy me a drink, and I've always said no, because I know where, look, I mean, I know where I know what I'm thinking when I want to buy somebody a drink. And I'm cute, I got a little switch. I got that Prince thing going on. I get it. I got those big eyes, little Scorpio sitting in a corner. Hey, can I buy you a drink? No, can't buy me a drink. Because I know where it's going. See? I know what the implication is. And if you're walking up to me and you got your switch, I'm like, oh boy, he thinks I'm one of the switch gang. And I'm like, no, I'm just like, I'm into the Prince thing. It's totally different. I don't have a moniker for me because, I only am allowed to say I'm straight, but yeah, not interested in your drink. See, if a gay guy really wanted to get me, he'd be smart. He'd get to know me, maybe stalk me on my Insta, and he'd show up at my comic book shop. I don't want a drink. I don't even drink. Oh, but I want that Detective Comics from the golden age that's $85 that's sitting up there on the wall of fancy, expensive comic books that I never jump at the chance to purchase because it's a little out of my range. So yeah, man, don't buy me a drink. Maybe if, some suave dude named Ernesto, nonchalantly walked up where at my comic book shop when I'm picking up my pull list for the past 2 weeks, and he says, "Oh, Batman Detective Comics, it's a great run. Was that Neil Adams? Oh, he was wonderful." I was like, yeah, it's like $80. I mean, maybe one day it's ridiculous. I don't need it. I could probably just read it online. I got, the trades and yeah. I hear you. Why don't I just get it for you? Oh, come on, man. You ain't going to give me that comic book. What are you talking about? This is an $80 comic book. Oh, no. It's really no big deal. It's no big deal at all. I'm a collector. I just, it's really not a big deal. Here. Excuse me. Can you get me that, the Detective Comics, 247? Is that it? Yeah. That one right up there in the middle. With Robin right. But yeah, that one. There you go. Yeah, no, it's really not a problem. Oh, come on, dude. What are you doing? It's really not a problem. Come on. Here, hold on just for a second. What's your name? Isaac. I'm Ernesto. Nice to meet you, Isaac. Please, I like to do good deeds for people. I've been in a weird way, and this is just something I like to do. I see you really looking at it for a while, and there's no reason you shouldn't have it. Let me just get it for you. And now he's buying me a comic book that's worth $80 fucking dollars. And if Ernesto's smart, he's going to be like, well, here, Isaac, here you go. What are you doing right now? Would you like to join me for some lunch? Fuck! Fuck, I gotta go to lunch with this guy. He just bought me an $80 comic book. I can't say no. That's like 5 drinks. After 5 drinks, you at least agree to dinner, or I don't know, you agree to breakfast at 2 a.m. after the club. And next thing you know, I'm on a gay lunch date with Ernesto. Right around the corner, there's this nice, lovely little Italian or Greek place I could go to. There's a whole litany of places you go to. You go to M Cafe de Chai. I'd be sitting out there having my macrobiotic, the black cod bowl, which I love, which is also a little pricey. It's like $21. Not even that good anymore. Now I'm on a gay lunch date because he bought me a comic book. See how this is going? I can't say no to that. And what's he going to do? He's going to start texting me. He's going to start, following up. Hey, I got this variant cover for the 1 for $250 Daredevil, release. And for the comic people out there, or the people who don't know, comic books, 1 for $250 is really hard cover to get. It means out of every variant cover, there's a 1 in 250 chance that you're going to get that variant cover. And now he's saying he's got this variant cover. And he's texting me the freaking picture of me, and I'm fuck. And I just say, no, that's cool. That's great. Oh, I'm not really into variant covers. And he just keeps texting me, and he just texts me. I got this signed, Brian K. Vaughan saga comic. Fuck, no. Oh, that's really great, but no, I'm good. And I just keep saying no. And Ernesto, he's relentless, just like guys are relentless when they want to get up in it. I said yes to the comic, and what's he going to do? If he's really smart, he's going to know what he's going to do. He's going to invite me to San Diego Comic-Con. That's what he's going to do. He's going to, hey, I got this extra pass for San Diego Comic-Con. It's, VIP and all that stuff. Fuck! Now I'm going to I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con. I'm a comic book geek. I should have been all these people that go to San Diego Comic-Con, they're not comic book geeks. I'm a comic book geek. You don't go there for the fucking comic books. You go there because you want to be seen. You want to be taking pictures. You want to post your social. You want to meet people. You want to network. You want to see who's coming out with what movie in the television. I don't give a shit about any of that. I want to fucking see the comic book people. Because it's a comic book convention. Now Ernesto is talking. He's texting me. He's got an extra pass. I gotta say yes. Fuck. Now I'm driving down to San Diego with my gay Comic-Con fucking date. And, of course, what a guy would do if a guy's smart, and I would do the same thing. You just say, oh, don't worry, I'm getting you your own room. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't, presume you'd, anything you would want to, even if I got two beds, it's okay. I got you. Of course you get them in their own room. That's how they make you feel safe. You can even, if he's really smart, he'll be like, yeah, you want to bring a friend? I don't care. I'll have an extra bed in the room for you. That's what you do. That the guy you say, hey, come to Tulum with me. You bring your cute girlfriend, whoever it is, and now you're a chick and you're going to Tulum, and you're on your socials and you're saying, I'm going to Tulum. Me and Cassie are going to Tulum. You don't make any mention that Maximilian's there actually flying you to Tulum to bang the fucking bejesus out of you while Cassie's passed out, half asleep in her hotel room. No, you don't make mention of that. And I can't be posting on my socials I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con because everybody's like, how'd you get into San Diego Comic-Con? Like, what am I going to do? I can't lie. I say, Ernesto who the fuck is Ernesto? And I'm answering all these questions about my gay Comic-Con date. Fucking nightmare. And what am I going to, and in my mind, I'm justifying it like women justify it. I'm going to be justifying it. I'm going to be thinking, oh my God, yeah, I was just going to look, there's going to be all these hot cosplay babes down there. I'm just going to finally be able to hit on my dream girl, my Batgirl, my hot girl, little Latina dressed up as Elektra or all these hot girls dressed up, not Supergirl, any girl that dresses up like Supergirl. She's got a tramp stamp. She's dating some ridiculous rocker dude who's got tats all over his fucking body that plays at the Viper Room. Never try and even hook up with a Supergirl chick. And all the girls that dress up as Supergirl chicks, forget it. They're dating some complete douchebag. Just a waste of your time. Don't even bother it. How do I know this? Just don't even ask me. Just trust me. Supergirl chicks. Fuck those Supergirl chicks. So now here I am. And look, I got no game, as I told you. I don't know if you listen to me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing these days. I've got no game whatsoever. I've been so far out of the game. And, I was introduced to a girl like a week ago for the first time in like a year. I was an absolute nightmare. I just wanted to motorboat her boobs. That's how bad it was. I froze. I was like, I just wanted to go. I wanted her to pick me up and just like, cradle me in her arms and walk away as I whimpered in her bosom. The girls are mean. I know, it's okay. The girls are mean. No, I got no game. I would completely strike out with all the hot cosplay girls at San Diego Comic-Con. Oh, Batgirl, where's she going? Fuck, I can't even get her Insta. And now what is Ernesto doing? Ernesto, if he's really fucking smart and he's got the cha-ching, he's going to be like, hey, Isaac, I got you a little present. You've been really nice to me in this time of really, hardship. I've been going through a lot emotionally, and here you go. And what does Ernesto get me? He gets me the Hulk 181 comic, which is the most impossible comic to get for the Incredible Hulk collection, which is my collection. That's what I got the most of, Incredible Hulks. I got every single one from like 130 to 350, except what? 181. Why Hulk 181, you ask, you people who don't know comic books? Because Hulk 81 has the first appearance of Wolverine, which I could give a fuck about. I don't give a shit about Wolverine. I am not an X-Men person. But because it's the first appearance, it's like $6,000 comic book. $5,000. And yeah, I've got the facsimile version, but it's not the same. You want the real thing to make your collection real. And now this fucking, my gay Comic-Con dates got me Hulk 181. It's not even, it's a 6.5 CGC graded, but still, it's Hulk 181. And as he's tearing apart my virgin asshole in his hotel room at 1:30 in the morning, I'm justifying it by saying, fuck, it is Hulk 181, and he did take me to San Diego, my first comic. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Fuck! And I'm going to do what every girl does after a situation like this. I'm going to, show up with Ernesto as he's asking me to lunch again. I'm going to be like, look, things happened. It's not who I am. It's not, really what I'm about. I don't really do those things. I've never done things like that. I've never done something like that before. Oh, that's it. I'm done. It's over. I'm in. I'm toast. I'm the gay, comic date. I mean, that's all in the community. It's over. My life is over. My life is fucking over as it is. I'm paranoid. I can't even go into my Comic-Con shop ever. I'm never walking into my comic book shop. I'm freaked the fuck out. So there's this other sexual that's out there. I can't, as I said, I can't keep up with them. There's something that's now called Demi-Sexual. You can look this up. Demi-Sexual means that you only want to have sex with somebody who you're emotionally attracted to. Which is every fucking woman in the history of the planet. That's the sexual, that's your denotation, Demi-Sexual? That's called a girl. That's called a woman. They want to be emotionally attracted to, what the fuck, you have to be Demi-Sexual? Demi, what the hell is a Demi? Unless maybe Russian. Russian women are very cold. I was with a Russian woman once. She was did not give a shit about me at all. She was cold as ice. And this Russian girl, after we had finished, consummating our union that night, she was like, call me bitch and throw me out the apartment. That's what she said. She wanted me to call her. As I was like, hey, what are you doing? You want to maybe, I don't know. I was like asking her what she wanted to do, or maybe, what her next day was looking like. And she basically, I'm serious, word for word, call me bitch, throw me out the apartment. And I said, okay, bitch, get out my apartment. And, you want to grab some food? Like maybe a brunch, or late night eats? I know this great little place. No, bitch, throw me out the apartment. No brunch. No nothing. Throw me out the apartment. Call bitch. Okay, bitch. Get out my apartment. And there's a place called Barry's on 3rd Street. They have lots of really great no 3rd Street, no nothing. Bitch, out of apartment. I'm Demi-Sexual, not a Demi-Sexual. You're not a well, what's a Demi-Sexual? Is that like a Demi Moore sexual? Like maybe a Molly Ringwald sexual? I don't know, Emilio Estevez. I'm more like an Anthony Michael Hall sexual. Not that I want to have sex with Anthony Michael Hall, but I feel like I embody more of the geeky, hey, kind of, panties on the head guy energy. So, no Anthony Michael Hall, no Molly Ringwald, no Demi, none of them. Bitch, out of apartment. So maybe not Russians. Russian women aren't demisexual, but all the rest of them are all fucking demisexual. So there's absolutely no need to call yourself a demisexual. Just call yourself a girl. I mean, what the hell? What am I? I mean, really, let's break down. What am I? I'm eventually going to get it sexual. Maybe not so right now sexual. I don't know. Could I just be called horny? Could I just be somebody called horny? Could I just be like, what are you? I'm a horny. And could I be accepted for who I am? Hi, what's your name? I'm Isaac. I'm horny. Oh my God. I love hornies. Hornies are the best. I'm horny. Oh, I know, sweetheart. You are so right. You are so loved. You are so accepted for who you are. You are real. You are raw. You are authentic. I'm horny. I know. Oh my God. I'm going to introduce you to my husband, Aquamarine. Aquamarine, I want you to meet Isaac. Come here, Aquamarine. Aquamarine, stop it. No, put that down. Aquamarine, this is Isaac. He's horny. Oh, I love hornies. Oh, he is just, isn't he so precious in his little skinny jeans? You're like just this little, like, dinosaur. I'm horny. I know, honey. You're so horny. So, you know what we're going to do? Aquamarine, I think we should sing a song for him. Do you want to sing a song? I think I'm being inspired by you. He's just got this real, just interesting look about him. I don't know what it is about him. I know. It's like, you horny people just have this, you just wear it on your sleeve. You wear it on the zipper of your pants. I just love my sexy little raptor. Okay, what we're going to do is you need to be really in your pride, so we're going to write you a song, okay? Aquamarine, get on the piano. Get on the piano. Well, maybe just hear the chords for a second. I'm just going to riff, okay? I'm just going to riff and just see what comes to me, okay? Just going to riff. Hey, can you shut your dog up for a little second? I'm riffing here. Hey, I'm riffing here. I'm riffing here. Look at me. Look at me, little doggy. I'm riffing. Okay. Here we go. Raptor, little sexy raptor. You're a sexy little raptor in skinny jeans. The world doesn't understand you. It's so cruel, so mean. Everybody doesn't want to accept you. They think you're so corny. But that's not been the case at all. All you've ever been is horny. You've been horny all your life. You've been horny all day and night. You've been horny. This much is true. Maybe one day you'll find someone who's horny like you. Oh, I think we have a hit, Aquamarine. I think we have a hit. That's wonderful. Clap, clap, clap for all. Clap, clap, clap for all. The Brightness will be back right after this news break.
Live from Washington, this is Kakshmi Biggity Bing Bing. The fraudulent Biden administration is rethinking its strategy on door-to-door forced inoculations. Starting next week, China Joe's handlers will send a bill to the floor, requesting funding for door-to-door singing vaccine telegrams. As of right now, Republicans are clamoring for naughty nurse singing telegrams, while Democrats are advocating for Latinx trans people in Minnie Mouse outfits. The FBI has seized a fully constructed U.S. Capitol Lego set from an alleged leader of the January 6th Let's Go Visit Inside the Capitol building field trip organized by the Capitol Police and the FBI. Should the Lego set lead to an arrest, the FBI intends to seize fully constructed Lego Millennium Falcons from Star Wars geeks to investigate the disappearance of a soul from the recent Star Wars trilogy. Antifa has burned down the entire city of Sheridan, Wyoming, after residents had the gall to sing America the Beautiful on July 4th. American flags were torn from residents' hands and dumped in pig's blood, which then caused a rift in Antifa, since most Antifa degenerates are vegan. Apparently, buckets of fake blood from Impossible Burgers couldn't be delivered on time for the planned attack. These reports are unconfirmed because nobody has ever in fact visited Wyoming. This is NPR.
Support from NPR is given by the Open Society Foundation and George Soros, who look to build vibrant, inclusive societies grounded in respect that eventually will die off due to manufactured pandemics, drought, and famine. Mwahaha, mwahaha, mwahaha.
All right, y'all. Well, I'm about to head deep into the thick of the forest of the Malibu Canyon / Calabasas area, way over in the valley, to go visit the wonderful Miss Andrea Elliott. So I'm going to scoop up the Yof, make sure she gets a good pee-pee in before we get in the whip and head over on the 101. And I will see you on the other side with the most exciting Miss Andrea Elliott. All right, stay tuned. Hello and welcome to the Brightness. Take two.
Oh
I am
big two.
It is a big two. I am knee deep in the crevice of the Calabasas Mountains, where I had to travel down a dark creek road across a narrow bridge to reach the high mountain peak of enlightenment of the one and the only Miss Andrea Elliott. With her delightful laugh and squeak laugh.
People even ask me, will you squeal? Like I can do it on cue. I can't.
You can't. It's natural. It's an organic experience.
And I love organics.
Oh yes. Don't we? Well, we should. We should. Andrea, you are a wonderful author. You are a free thinker, a seductress of many or few or of minds or the
lucky ones.
Or the lucky ones. You've got a great voice. I wanted to just tell you have a wonderful voice for. I think you should have your own podcast or radio experience
Thank
or
you.
something
Thank you.
of that nature.
I would love to have my own radio show, and I would talk about intuition. So if there's anyone out there that knows they need to produce that, I would be happy to be the intuition expert of, I don't know, this country.
The intuition expert. I think they need to hire. Well, the Reagans hired an astrologist, so he made a lot of decisions based on astrology. So perhaps you can weasel your way, or not weasel, or ascend your way into your way into the whatever next administration, which may be very soon, God willing. That would be able to use your talents. What if I may say? So your perception of intuition. When you speak of intuition, what exactly are you speaking of? Because I feel there's a whole spectrum of thoughts on intuition.
Following just a natural inner guidance. I think people can call it higher self. There's a lot of things you could, instincts. It's when your mind doesn't lead you, but your body does through a sense. Everyone senses their body in a different way. Some people get chills. Some people have a knowing. Some people hear things. And to acknowledge that these natural gifts are in us all is to make it more a common conversation, because everyone that's so attracted to their cell phones, I dare you to up-level it to intuition. That we are the highest and most advanced technology.
Oh, I like that a lot. That's true. It really is true.
Yeah. So I would say from that place, that's where intuition is already uploaded in us. We just have to remember, listen, and that does require being more quiet. I think COVID actually brought a gift to everyone slowing down.
I would agree with you 100%. That was the blessing. It was the silence and yes, Yofi. Without Yofi always has broken the silence in my silence of the past. Hey.
I think he's saying fuck silence.
She.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That hat she's wearing, it's kind of masculine, and I just sorry. Her outfit today just made me sorry. The plaid.
Hey, it's okay. Yofi is our co-host, so she gets to spout off whenever she wants.
She's got her own following.
That's
and,
right.
Every
she
dog
is.
in that
pretty much.
house.
I think anybody who listens to the show is pretty much just waiting for her to bark. So I just
okay. She's satisfied their craving.
That's right.
Would you like me to close the front door?
No.
Okay, because she can hear things out there.
That's okay. We want her to hear things.
I live in a forest. So
that's okay.
She's like, I think I hear.
She'll be fine.
Mountain lions.
She's fine.
Yeah.
She's fine. You're okay.
He just kissed me.
Hey, it's Nikki Glazer. And even reading about Trojan Ecstasy Ultra Rib condoms is kind of getting me juiced up, if you know what I'm saying. Each Trojan Ecstasy Ultra Rib condom has ultra smooth premium lubricant inside and out for a more natural feel. You guys know I love lube. I don't leave home without it. And now I'll leave my bottle at home and just bring the condoms. Also, they have extra deep ribs at the base and end to increase stimulation. So these condoms are for both of you, really. This condom has a unique design that lets you feel the pleasure and not the condom. To be honest with you, if I went out with a guy and when we're getting down, he brings out a Trojan Ecstasy Ultra Ribbed condom, I'd be like, this dude knows what he's doing and he's considered me in this. Thank you. When I think condoms, I think Trojan condoms. So try Trojan Ecstasy Ultra Ribbed condoms. Triple tested and trusted for over 100 years. Feel your best. Get yours on.
Family. It looks a little different for everyone. For some, it's mom and dad. For others, roommates who feel like family. And for others, it's your significant other, their golfing buddies, your children, a high school soccer team starting lineup, and oh look, they're all taking you up on the offer to stay for dinner, really testing the limits of that phrase, the more the merrier. But no matter where you call home, Geico makes it easy to bundle and save on home and car insurance. Easier than making 3 frozen pizzas and assorted frozen veggies into a cohesive meal.
Now extended through January 14th, join a clean and spacious Planet Fitness for zero enrollment and only $10 a month. With tons of equipment and free fitness training, it's the perfect place for everybody to work out.
Even me, mister. I'm so stressed I grind my teeth more than most people grind coffee.
Especially you. Give your anxiety-cleansed jaw a rest.
My molars will be so happy.
Start feeling fit-tacular today. Join in club or at planetfitness.com. Zero enrollment, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 14th. See club for details.
That was kissing Yofi. She would get jealous.
In fact, you had to make sure that she knew what I was saying wasn't true.
That's right.
She just saw how she looked at me.
Yeah, she just gave you a glance, like, what just happened? Who kissed who here?
I could attack you in your own house.
Let me tell you, when the last relationship I had, which was years ago, but that was always interesting because the first time we actually got sexual, the weirdest moment was looking over and there's Yofi on the corner of the bed, like staring at me like, what the fuck is going on? Get off of my dad. Like just completely mortified.
God.
Mortified.
Oh my God.
So, that was always interesting. So
that just probably made the woman feel just so good.
Yeah.
Competition in your own
just
bedroom.
These wide eyes of this. What are you doing?
And the growl starts and her lip.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's get back to intuition because I think you're right. I think the Quiet Place, if you were not to reference Get Out, which is a mediocre movie at best, the Quiet Place that we did receive as the blessing of whatever you want to call this Corona thing, really did take us. I think everybody to an awareness of what they felt was important in their life. And I think everybody, to a degree, obviously some more than others, have reassessed themselves. And I feel like...
I hope they have.
We hope they have. And I feel as we've integrated back the bombardment of media and back to our phones and back to these jabs and back to everything, it's like everything they can do to extract us and pull us away from where we might have been to begin with. And even during the place, I think they were.
Yes. I say no to all of those things.
Yeah.
So I do not consent.
Yeah.
To jabs and preventing me from breathing fresh air. And I think that would be one of the big choices that people could make at this time. This is the opposite of enslavement, just so we can segue to what seems to be predominant. And it is a choice. Maybe you don't know you're making it, but you're making it. And the other choice is I do not consent. And I think these times are about saying no and being okay with saying no by listening to your instincts. My body says no. It's not my mind that's saying no. It's my body that's saying no. Breathing fresh air boosts my immune system, makes me healthy, happy, and alive. Oh yeah, breathing required.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say for somebody who may be a little too overwhelmed? And I think I've encountered that a lot with everybody is that, the feeling of being overwhelmed in the past year and a half or so. Is there a twist that someone can do to maybe access this level of intuition that could get them to
a twist? Yeah. I can actually just go off of the twist is, find the regiments. In order to tune into ourselves, knowing we are a high performance vehicle, you have to take care of that. You have to maintain it. What are you putting into that vehicle? What are you eating? What are you listening to? Are you feeding that high performance technology within you noise and pollution? Or are you keeping it clean in ways that are exercise, the food you eat, the time you take to be in nature? Are you caring for your high performance vehicle and allowing the technology within you to be at its clearest state? And then realizing, oh my God, there's more levels to it because we are just beginning to become truly superhuman and not the AI human that is another segment.
Yeah. Oh God.
Didn't mean to segue to the jab.
No.
Those two don't go together.
No, they do not.
Okay. I think, it takes discipline, and slowing down. So being told by society, keeping busy, you're working 12 hours a day and that makes you, actually it's enslaved. It doesn't make you great, and it doesn't make you somehow, you're owned, you're controlled. So to slow down, follow more of the things that please you and inspire you, I think that takes guts.
Yeah. And I think especially too, all that is wonderful. And I think also knowing that you might be in an environment such as a big city of LA or New York, or if you are in those environments, the bombardment, especially of EMF and that noise, is going to make it even more incumbent upon you to protect yourself against that and to steel yourself against those types of frequencies, and to know how to unplug, and to know that you have to be able to dissociate from that, because it's a nonstop bombardment. And I think, again, the nature is the thing. Like, it's not even taking in LA, you could go to Runyon Canyon, or you can go somewhere like Malibu Canyons or wherever they are, where you're just away from it. And you can really feel this slowing down and this breath, and then this kind of exhale that reminds you, oh yeah, this is where I'm meant to be. Not that I have to be, but that I get to allow this experience more into my life, so I can replenish my stores, which get completely depleted by when we're in these cities that just do nothing but are there to wear us down to an extent.
Well, it's a great time in life to really get in tune. The space that I'm taking in between my words, falling into that place and living life by your own design. What lights you up? What inspires you? I live here in the forest because being with nature inspires me. I'm dreamy and I like to dream. I need space, and space is what guides me. So if you live in a concrete jungle, and you're inspired there, that's a different story. Going to art shows, right. You have all these great outdoor lunches, and those things feed you. Still take time to be in nature. Go to the ocean, walk through the forest, find a trail, lay in the grass, feel a tree. Just slow down and tune in, because it is time. These are historical, life-changing moments.
Yes,
we're in. Absolutely.
We came here to be witness to the transition. And that's something that I remind myself a lot, that, this is an epic experience we're in right now, and we are part of it. And it's hard. It's that moment in yoga when, I don't know what yours is, but mine is, upward split, or the split pose where you're standing on one leg. I hate that one. And you're like, it's 45 seconds in and you're cursing the universe, and, you're like, teacher, take me the fuck out of it. And it just keeps going. Yeah. And so
and
I think
never walk the same again.
Yeah. But I think that's the kind of thing that we're in right now. Well, that's wonderful. I wanted to also touch upon how we were connected initially through a friend of ours, mutual friend.
Yes, Sean.
Yeah. And we connected on I don't even know how to even describe this subject. You'd probably be a lot better.
Well, it's funny because you brought it up a little earlier when I almost took a sharp right before intuition, because you were talking about maybe our new, you didn't say government, but you were talking about something.
A new administration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I consider myself actively a part of. And I've my finger in many different parts of it as a founding, I would say, mother. Because this time around, there will not only be founding fathers.
That's amazing. I love founding mothers.
Thank you. You are in the presence of one.
That's unbelievable.
I'm on the vetting committee. I am on the marketing committee, and I'm on the militia committee.
For?
The American State Nationals, which is a self-governing assembly of people who are preparing for a simpler way of life, and governed by common law, which is do no harm. Mm-hmm. Is it easier to remember all the laws? Do you know the statutes and codes? currently in the government? Huh?
I know a few of them because I've been victim of some of them. But yes.
Well, we could get into that. That could be really interesting. I love that shirt you're wearing. That's a fun T-shirt. I would like to have that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one.
Thank you.
Welcome. So, yes. What more? Was that a segue you were thinking about?
Yeah. I mean, I went through this. I mean, I came upon this whole world, if you will, of UCC and admiralty law and common law and law of the land and statutes and codes and sovereignty and all that like 15 years ago. That's why Sean, when he called me about you, he's like, you're going to flip the fuck out because think they found what you were investigating for decades plus. And I went deep into it. Like I was a yelling and screaming on those courts for years. I was the crazy one. And I went way into it. Like I once I realized what everything, and for our listeners, just so to become a little clearer, I'm talking about how our country or our world has been subjugated to what's called admiralty law, which is the law of the seas, where our birth certificate, and this has been a while since I've investigated all this, so forgive me if I'm not 100% clear. But basically our birth certificate is being used, it's like a salvage receipt, and we're being used as they're operating a trust account in our name that's fully funded, which is supposed to be what they expect our sweat equity will create in our lifetime. As a bond, if you were. They operate that in our name with plausible deniability on our part because they just assume that we know, even though we don't. They then go ahead and trade these birth certificates on financial indices and systems and as us being slaves of that system. And by the very notion of our capital name, which they create for us with, again, our plausible deniability, they are then able to enslave us under the statutes and codes of the UCC or whatever the hell they want, which is basically all comes down to finance, not justice.
Bingo.
So that's basically where I was yelling and screaming. And
wow, good for you to have known for so long.
Yes.
Because when I found out about it, within 30 days, I was going through the process. Since the current government is a corporation, the only way they can do what they do is to make us a corporation as well. That way they can take our money without us knowing. And that's, so when we are birthed, they file off a birth certificate and we were given our weight in gold. Did you know that? So whatever you weighed when you came, you were given, when you arrived, you were given that amount of gold. By the time you were of age, you were, 18 here in this country. That money had accumulated, that interest, and then you could be using that credit for where you live, how you live. Pays that you're born on the land. You're born on the land, and these were your rights. These were just your rights. So, it was all set up, and, it's quite fascinating to discover that we've been deceived, and, that the word law in itself is an acronym to mean land, air, and water. Land is superior, and, they brought us to the water by the birth certificate. So once your mom signed your birth certificate, you became property, a corporate entity owned by the Queen.
Which is why I've always railed against as well the marriage certificate. Because the marriage certificate basically, first of all, you don't need a license to get married, number one. Yeah. That's crazy. And I also understood the whole gay agenda of we want to be married. I'm like, if you want to get married, then marry each other. For God's sake, you have the right to do so. Yeah. Marry whomever you wish.
Yeah.
Why are you asking to be inserted into
That's another thing no one said no to.
Exactly.
Didn't say no. Didn't say no to a driver's license.
No.
Didn't say no to a marriage license. Didn't say no to a dog license.
Because when you get married, as it is currently constructed, you are actually committing an act of polygamy. because you're not only marrying your spouse, you're marrying the state as well, which is why they have complete domain and ownership of your property, not only your home, but your offspring, which are also considered their property, because they could go in as CPS or whomever they will, or through their indoctrination systems, which are the schools, and do what they will. So when anybody says you can't jab my son, or you can't, they can do whatever you want, because you have subjugated your will to that of the state. And until you get out of that state system, you're owned.
Bingo.
Completely.
You said it.
And when you go up against it, they do not act in honor. See, the thing is, if they at least acted in honor.
No, they've been deceiving us. They've been stealing the money that was given to us.
Right. But even if they at least because what you can do, and what I did initially was I was asking them to act in honor. And they would not act in honor. They were just basically dismissive and vicious. And that's how they operate. So. Yeah.
We've really learned that, haven't we? House arrest.
Yeah.
No right to breathe fresh air.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. What would you say are your, current steps that you're taking as far as your new national?
It's just, you basically can go to the CaliforniaAssembly.com website, or the AmericanAssembly.net, which is if someone's listening to this somewhere in another state. And the paperwork's right on there. You print out 2 witness forms that people, who you find 2 people who have known you and that can verify you are who you say you are. And they sign that in front of a notary, on the land. And, you fill out a 1779 form. In the proper 1779, whether you're an immigrant, a legal immigrant, you've been naturalized or you've been born here, and voila, you're on the land.
Which is why I'm having problems, because mine is an Israeli birth certificate, and I've got to deal with the Israelis.
And that's not even what the problem is that they never signed your birth certificate.
Yes, they didn't sign it, my lovely parents.
Yeah. But one thing I remember about your birth certificate is that at the very top of it, on the back, it said national or citizen. So this word national isn't something new and we've made it up. It always existed. They were supposed to make us aware. It was a choice. You can either be a U.S. citizen, which means you're a corporation, or you're an American national, or you're a national. You're just a national. And that means in this country, you're an American. That means you own you. You are your own.
Right.
And it doesn't mean, this is called a de jure government. And the current government is called de facto.
Right.
And the de jure, it makes the transition to being the new de facto.
Right.
And Anna von Reitz, who's this great historian, her website alone, annavonreitz.com, will lead you to these other sites. She's really the historian that uncovered the 3 constitutions that had been written, the organic one, which is what the Nationals follow.
Which is the Constitution of the United States. Yeah. It's not 4. What we are operating under is 4, which is the corporate one.
So there's actually 3. The one the Queen made, and then law stands for land, air, and water.
Right.
So the Queen's got the one Constitution on the water, and then the municipality, the Pope wanted to get in on this action. So, the air jurisdiction is run by the Pope, but the Queen owns the whole, all of the land apparently. But my point about de jure is that Anna von Reitz filed off a letter to the Pope, to the Queen, to the President, and to the Lord Mayor, March of 2021, giving a notice to vacate, 1-year notice. So the de jure government is in a process of building and growing, because on that March of 2022, the people go in and ask for the keys to the offices and say, these are our courts, the post office, the roads, all of this are the people's. We're not asking for anything that's not ours. They were always meant to work for us. That the Constitution is written.
It's a beautiful document
to hold them
accountable.
It's we the people
Right. It's the butlers and the maids that are running the castle, and that's what's crazy about it.
Yeah.
And we also don't have constitutional courts. We have these statutory courts where there's no justice involved.
Actors in
when they're Satan robes, they're Saturn robes. That's what there is, and it's all a bank. It's nothing to do with justice. It's all about all cases are just about money, and it has nothing to do with.
And they're always wrangling you into the C jurisdiction.
Right.
The whole way it's set up.
Right. The galley. That's what happened to me. When I finally got to my final road, where the final roadblock, where I just battled and yelled and screamed and kept appealing and appealing. I was in Beverly Hills, and I knew if you go into the galley, that's it. You're now in their jurisdiction. So if you just stand outside of the galley and basically declare, I am a sovereign, all the stuff I don't remember, but I mean, you basically give them the riot act, and you just say, this is who I am. I'm not ceding to my corporate name. Within 1 minute, I was surrounded by 6 officers of the court all around me, ready to take me away because I was speaking that which should not have been spoken. And I stood there and I kept my poise and I just badgered the judge, this old woman, and she finally relented. So I know I'm not crazy. She finally relented and basically said in so many words that the trust account would be taken care of in proper procedure and that I had nothing to worry about. Because so that basically told me that the trust account is real. Because what they do when they do in traffic court is they're creating a ledger entry that's wrong. Like just basically they just all of a sudden, there's a bank error on your trust account. So what you should be able to technically do is go in there to the courts and as appointed as the trustee of the trust account is to fix this ledger error. But they don't allow you to do that because they're not acting in honor.
No, and also they need to bring you into court because they're going after your trust. They want money. They want more money.
They want double the money.
They're double dipping.
Yeah, they're double dipping.
They want you to pay, and they're already accessing money for your fine. And the same thing happens in buying a house. You sign over power of attorney. You get a $400,000 loan. You have to sign paperwork. It takes 3 days because they go to the Federal Reserve. They get your $400,000 out, and under your name because you just given them power of attorney, so they can take your money because you're a corporate entity. Because corporation can't take money from the man; it has to take it from the corporation. So they've just put you right into corporation status. Taking your $400,000, they get 10 times that. So now they've got $4 million. That's right. They come back and say to you, you can pay me back a promissory note with interest. Like, is that triple dipping? I mean, no, 10 times, that's 11 times. And then, yeah,
it's insanity. It's pure insanity.
It's just insanity. And what we're saying is, we know what you're doing. Yeah. And we're going to assemble on the land. You have your water jurisdiction going on over there.
Right.
And we're on the land.
Right.
And we're do no harm. So we're not looking to fight you, be tangled in your statutes and codes. And even in court, the thing is, who is that? That's the authority. The lingo that you learn to speak is just corporate language. That's what they're corporation. Right. So we don't walk in and say we're sovereign and I'm on. No, when you speak their corporate language, and you are a living man or woman, you're not a corporation they can't be doing business with.
Right.
So there's a learning curve about the language that they've learned you.
Absolutely.
Sort of like a spell of sorts.
Yeah, it is. It's magic. It's witchcraft. It's
black magic.
It's really dark. Well, the thing too that I know as well is that the United States corporation has been void and null for the past 6 months. Has been voided by the Trump administration. So what we have is not a President Biden. We have an administrator Biden. And he's administrating a defunct corporation, and he's not operating, as I've said, out of the White House. He's operating out of other jurisdictions because the White House is foreign soil. So he can't technically be there at this moment. He's obviously somewhere else writing these statutes and codes to his heart's content, which basically have no legal jurisdiction.
He could be a humanoid for all we know. And do we even know really what that is? The point is there's so much being operated behind the scenes to set up this whole show.
Yes, it is a show. What we're watching is a show. for sure.
It really is.
It really is a show.
And those who already do know that, hear this and go, yeah, of course. And those who, love the show and are happily participating.
Yeah.
I feel like their job is to carry off these old heavy energies that allow enslavement to stay in place, because I will not have it on my time.
I want to, before I let you go, I want to talk about your book.
Oh, yeah, gosh. It feels like it's
a long title, so I know the beginning of it, but maybe you want to
yeah,
refresh.
I'm happy to say, My Higher Kingdom. And then the subtext is, men, may I seduce you? Ladies, please join me.
That's right.
And I know that title in itself is, you don't quite know that I'm so playful. And you might be thinking, oh my God, she wants to have sex with me. And so it's more to it than that. I do want to seduce your heart into opening up more. And I talk about these current times and what I see for you to gain personal insight into your own life. And by reading my book, that's what will happen for you in your own individual way. I mean, even you can hear Yofi is actually sharing, this is how it's touched her in a dog kind of way. And she's now reflecting. You can't see her on my Persian rug, but she just sat down and just glanced up at the ceiling. So yes, it will inspire you to look differently at yourself and perhaps the world, or at least one or two events in your life that you've already lived. So the first half of the book is about men, may I seduce you? And I give about 13 chapters of analogies because men love analogies. And I am a coach and I work with a lot of men who are very intelligent, like the man here on my sofa right now.
Oh,
Issac, yeah. And so I simplify spirituality, you could say. And let me move to the second half of the book and just summarize that the second half is ladies, please join me. And that is comparing the first half is I'm asking men to get more into their feelings and to be okay with opening up. I'm giving them permission to feel again. The old societal belief that men had to be tough and mean and, pretty much close down their hearts and be some, I don't know what, just make a lot of money and provide for a family. Really?
Yeah.
That's what it means to be a man? No. To be a man is to live with your heart inspired and to do the things you love.
Amen. God bless it.
Yeah. So
that's it.
My second half of my book is saying I would compare what men would have to accept and allow themselves to feel again, to be as extreme as the learning curve for me to overcome sexual shame. As a female, I'm one of many that was taught that my body was for one man and that way it was always for someone else, not me. So right. I never really got to know my body until after my divorce, and I had to face sexual and body shame. So the second half of the book, when I invite the ladies to join, and I suspect the men would read that side of the book too, because you could learn from that. And it's called this balance that we're bringing men who have always been portrayed as ferocious to get softer would only naturally mean some women have to be a little ferocious. And sometimes that can just look like having to say no to being forced and just usually succumbing. That was very patriarchal.
Right. Yes. So to submit.
You might feel that the ferociousness in you is what you had to invoke to actually say no. You don't have to scream it, but you feel that primal in you and you speak it. And I think that's a big deal. It's super important. And I give everyone permission to give it a try and allow yourself to make mistakes, because when you're exercising a new way of being, you have to be willing to try it. That means you don't know how. You walk into the unknown, and you might have to, just like that growl, you might have to pull back the ferociousness on cue. Wow, she's good.
Yeah.
You have to try it out and see, like, was I a little too ferocious on that growl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you see how she's thinking it over right now?
Yeah, she knows.
She's like walking in circles. I'm contemplating that. I'm going to tone it down. I'm going to think it over before I join the group again.
I feel like the powers that be are those that really try their best to direct human consciousness. I think they've been very much aware of the ferociousness of women, the sensitivity of men, and I feel they've manipulated in a way through their movements, with the feminism movement and all these other types of ideas. And even now today with the gender, I think what's happening is they're just allowing and manipulating so that people who are feeling their freedom and are feeling it's time for me to express myself or to be in a different way and to not be repressed.
Yes.
And to be proud of who they are.
Yes.
And we all want that for everybody.
Yeah, but we have to be it ourselves.
Yes. And it's not being part of the overarching collective media's idea of it, which is to
telling you who you are.
Right. Which is ultimately they want to divide and rule us with all of everything. Man, woman, black, white, gay, straight, you name it.
And just the fact that they separated all of that when it's just instead of we're all men and women.
Right.
Now, now there's other things, and they changing it all up. And so, becoming aware of who you are requires exercising parts of yourself. So I talk about strengthening your muscle of awareness. And that's what I encourage the men to do in the first section of the book. To become more aware requires change. And so I tell the men, be willing to sweat. This does hurt. So when you think it's some happy skip, they even created that whole image of this new age movement. Oh yeah, we're gonna no, it hurts. You gotta grow. Yeah. So, I'm a big fan of self-love, and that means when you learn to love yourself, be willing to find all those aspects of you that you were once told, oh, that soft side of your masculine nature was no good. Learn to love that, because that's the part of you we need.
Yes.
And so, men, I welcome that part of you. I love that part of you. I want that part of you. That is why that first half of my book is dedicated to you.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So, thank you so much for spending this time with me.
Thank you. It was absolutely wonderful. Everything I could have expected and more. Is there anything else you would love to leave us with before we sign off?
I want to inspire the hearts of all who hear this broadcast. I want to inspire you to go deep, to live life in ways you never imagined. That requires you to dream. Up-level it. Dream in a way that you've never dreamt before. Reach for the stars in ways that only you could have when you were a child. Return to that innocence within you. Bring it alive. Because I'm here to create heaven on earth. And I want you to join me. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrea. God bless.
Bless you.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. Thank you for coming along for the ride that is The Brightness. I want to thank the most lovely, the most cosmic force that is Miss Andrea Elliott for gracing us with her presence and her words, intelligence, and sincere energy, and her sincere wish to elevate the energy of this planet. It has also come to my attention after speaking with her a day or so later that she is actually going to be launching a new podcast of her own. She had one previously, but a new podcast actually called Heaven on Earth, apropos, since I think that was one of the last things she said in our interview. So, Godspeed to Miss Andrea Elliott and her podcast, and keep an eye out for that. And, that's all I got, y'all. I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks plus, maybe a little bit more. I'll be back early August. I got to get on a screenplay that I've been kind of procrastinating on, this big, enormous behemoth of a second act of biopic I'm working on that I really would love to get done by the end of the summer. So I got to really knock this out this month. So you do your thing. Do you live in bliss, say no to the jabs, and hey, you never know where we might be at the beginning of August. Maybe we'll be out from under this mass delusion. Maybe the world will finally be seeing the truth. Maybe finally Arizona will flip. Maybe we'll learn about the military tribunals that have been going on where people are being executed and sent away for their crimes against humanity. Maybe all these things will come out, or maybe not. Maybe people will still be under the spell that has been gripping them for the past God knows for how long. But whatever we are, you know I'll be here, bringing the funk, bringing the brightness, bringing everything you need to get your pod life to the next level. And, yeah, you know, I'm trying to get more social. So if you got a party invite, not a pansexual party, but, hey, maybe if there's a new exciting horny party out there, and, please no Demi-Sexuals, or maybe some Demi-Sexuals, or maybe half Demi-Sexuals. But yeah, I'm down to go to a horny party, cause I'm horny. I'm horny. I'm horny. Oh, my little raptor in skinny jeans.
Thanks again for listening to Comedy by Indie Drop-In. If you would like your show featured, reach out to us at Indie Drop-In on all social media or go to indiedropin.com. See you next time.
Cloud is powering tomorrow's transformative missions. Federal agencies are partnering with SAIC to help them meet these critical moments, where bold moves require confident blueprints, where you can accelerate transformation through consistency, where you can innovate forward and never look back. SAIC quickly and securely migrates large-scale workloads to the cloud with the confidence you need to assure your mission. Learn more at saic.com/cloud.
Every year, we say we'll wake up earlier, exercise more, really rest, and eat healthier. It's hard for us, but for dogs, not so much. Dogs are up at dawn, run for fun, sleep like champs, and they love eating fresh, healthy food every single meal. Give your dog another healthy habit. Real fresh food from the Farmer's Dog. Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/listen.